The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you were the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
You know what? Before we start, I just want to give an awesome shout out to the Lord, because we have had new Supercast members who've taken advantage of our huge Summer of Steve sale. People like Cordy J, Danny S, Trenton, and Deirdre. I'm just going to give it up to my Heavenly Father, because you all are keeping this podcast going. Hey, this is our biggest sale of the year. It will never be cheaper to join. So head over to mega.supercast.com. To be honest with you, we need about 30 more people to join. So get in there and get saved while you get some savings. The link is in the bio.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Christ is in the hizzy because that's my busy, Hallie. How are you?
Oh, so blessed. And well, just like the Holy Spirit does not get paid for the work he does in our lives, our guest today is a volunteer extraordinaire. It's my pleasure to introduce Donner Redcliffe. How you doing today, Donner?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
Donner,
What a pleasure.
a lot of people don't see your handiwork, or they don't see who's behind your handiwork, I guess. But you've been a volunteer here for, 17, 18 years now, I guess.
Coming on close to 2 decades here. And I don't do it for the glory. I've been happy to lend a hand and do what I can and bring my gifts to bear. But it's not about getting credit. It's about doing the work, doing the good work.
That's right. And what is the work that you mostly focus on when it comes to being a volunteer here at Twin Hills?
Well, I've always had a passion for graphic design. And when I first started lending a hand, I said, I could design a letterhead. I can make posters. Put me to work. I said, I can do flyers. You need a graphic design. You need a little picture. You need a little bit of spot art. I can find it. I can make it, and people know me. They see me squirreled away in the corner somewhere with an X-Acto knife or a printer, or, I'm the one always looking for, where's the toner? Are we out of toner?
Right.
Back in the day, everything you'd print it out. Back now, a lot of times it's digital, so you don't need to print it. You just send it out.
Yeah.
Still need toner every now and then to print something, but yeah.
Well, I think you're an awesome artist. Every time we have a new themed program coming up, I don't want to toot my own horn, but it was my idea to do, Mission Unstoppable, that Jesus's mission was unstoppable. And you made that whole program look like the exact Tom Cruise franchise. And I thought it was awesome.
But I only wish we could have had an audio element and have that, you hear that, like the fuse going off and get the dun, 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 dun. I've told this joke before, but, we all talk about the word of God, but what about the pictures?
Yeah.
That's right.
Put a couple little pictures next to the word, because they say a picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yep.
Right. And I guess in the context of God's word, I wonder how many of God's words it speaks, or if it's the same.
I mean, we are the picture that God drew. I mean, we're the graphic design. That's how I like to think about it. And we come to life. It's beyond when I draw a little picture. It's a little doodad. It just sits there on the page. I try to bring it to life as best I can. But when God does a doodle, he does Adam, and hey, let's take one of the ribs and make Eve. That's graphic design.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. And maybe you can help me. I don't know if this is semantics or what, but I always kind of thought the word graphic, speaking of naked ladies in the Garden of Eden, I always thought the word graphic was bad. Like when you see a naked picture, you say, well, that's graphic. And so when you say graphic design, I'm like, well, is it going to be dirty stuff?
Well, yeah, and it can be. It can be. I was in the army, and let me tell you, when you're walking around the barracks, I'd be the guy walking around the barracks covering them up. They'd have a picture of a lady, and then they'd say, "Hey, who put the dress on her?" And it would be me. I'd have my little Sharpie. I'd go around. I'd draw a dress on a lady, cover up her bosoms, cover up her nether regions.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then they'd take a look. I'd say, actually, look at the silhouette on that dress. She actually looks prettier with the dress on.
I love that.
And if you love her, why don't you marry her? And then maybe you can get to know her a little better.
See?
Well, I had a similar role. I remember when I was in my, teen years, and, there'd be a lot of guys saying, hey, when the magazines come for your underwear, for undergarments, those are interesting to look at. And if your mom is getting undergarment magazines in the mail, you should go get those. And I said, guys, it's not cool. And I would collect those, and I would do a service just like you would do, and I would find places to burn them, dispose of them, or I would just turn them in. I would basically go to each of their mom's houses and say, look what he's doing.
Good for you.
I did wonder about the Mission Unstoppable posters. What's with the hands, though? Because I did see there's something strange about kind of the hands.
I used to do everything by hand. Speaking of hands, where I would draw it or I would find it, I'd clip it out. And then it got a little bit easier because we got the Photoshops.
Okay.
And we'd get the Photoshops program. We'd go in, say the Adobe Photoshops, and now suddenly it was easier. And lately I've been working with generative AI.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
We use a program called Duba. Duba basically it's amazing. It just takes the collected creations of human history, all of the works that God made possible, and it scoops them up, and it takes everything. And then it knows everything. And then you tell Duba, you say, Duba, I want a Mission Impossible style poster. I want it to look like Mission Impossible, but it's Mission Unstoppable. And they can make it, and they'll have a perfect Tom Cruise face. And it's completely original because it's based on all the photographs, all the paintings, all the drawings. So it knows. It's like they used to say with the thermos. How do it know? I'm old enough to remember they'd say the thermos will keep your hot stuff hot, your cold stuff cold. And they'd say, how do it know? Well, Duba, it knows what Tom Cruise looks like. But the one thing it can't seem to figure out is what his hands look like. So it's either got 2 fingers or it's got 8 fingers. I do the prompts on it. So I say, make it this time Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, Ethan Hunt, but make it so he's got 4 fingers on each hand and 2 thumbs on each hand. So it's 10 fingers total if you're counting thumbs as fingers. And I do. And then it would come back and say, here we go. And I would look at it and I count them up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's only 3 fingers and 2 thumbs, and it can't, that's the problem. It's sort of like, it is like the fruit of knowledge. It's the a little bit of sin sneaking into the program where it's sort of like maybe it knows too much. It's not natural.
Yeah, because it looked great.
It looks great, but it's not perfect. And none of us are perfect. And I think that AI is one of God's children. So it's just a tool. It's here to stay. You can't fight it. We have to it's a miracle. And, I don't have the same amount of pleasure from the job because I just put in the prompts, and after I spend most of my time putting in prompts, and you prompt and you fix it, you prompt and you fix it, you keep doing it. It's just so fast, and it gives you the instant art. So instead of working for a certain amount of time to make art, I spend a certain amount of time just sort of like prompting and reprompting and going back with more prompts, and you're doing it wrong, and then you go back in again, and then boom, instantly it's perfect.
Well, I mean,
or not perfect, but very good.
I mean, it looks great, and the ultimate result of a Jesus-like Tom Cruise scaling across Mission Impossible style, despite his hands being something in between, a fin on one side and what I would say are 2 sort of long fingers, or maybe 2 thumbs on the other. Everything else looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked great.
Amazing.
And I cannot speak more highly of it. It's so fast. Once you spend about 30 to 60 minutes making sure that the prompt is correct, just the art is instant.
Man, and I love that you're an artist because honestly, Donner, I feel like, we're made in God's image, but when someone is an artist, I'm like, oh, they're really in God's image because I consider God to be an incredible artist. Every time I see a sherbet colored sunset or something like that, I say, wow, my God is an awesome artist.
And before I was using Duba, I used to wonder, how does God do a painting in the sky every night?
Yeah.
And now I realize he's probably got generative AI up there. He probably had it before anybody. I truly do think when we go to heaven, when I get my heavenly reward, one of the first things will be like, what AI program do you want to use up here? Because we have the best of them and you'll get the right fingers. I think that might be why the AI doesn't do the fingers right down here, is because we're on Earth. And I think you got to save something for the next life. Part of that heavenly reward will be up here. The prompts will get you the right number of fingers every time. I think he's testing us.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Man.
So now that you've got this generative AI, what do you spend the rest of your, I see you walking around a lot. What do you spend the rest of your days volunteering here?
Yes, I think I've had a little side project now because I have all this extra time now.
Well, I've seen the posters. And I guess that is why I'm asking.
Yeah, well, I've started a little bit of because I don't do any of this for money. I expect to get my heavenly reward in the next life, which I'm anticipating will be $1 billion.
Oh,
Wow.
Now, why do you pick 1 billion
Because I'd be a billionaire. A heavenly billionaire.
instead of 2 billion? All you need is the one.
I just need $1 over $1 billion to be a billionaire, as long as you don't spend any of it. Obviously I'd need a stipend after that, but I assume stuff is free in heaven, that you don't actually need money. But I want that money in heaven. I want St. Peter to say, welcome to heaven, Donner, and here is your heavenly reward, $1 billion.
And your new AI and
Your perfect AI.
Duba Elite, Duba Heavenly God tier. But I have been working on a program here because, as you know, I was in the Army and I was not Special Forces.
Okay.
Wow.
What did you do in the Army?
Wow.
Well, I was in the Gulf War I and Gulf War II, and it just kills me. These ankles, it just kills me that I can't be over there in Iran right now for Gulf War III. I tried.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I tried to go over. I said, let me in. They wouldn't.
You went over just to see
Iran?
if you could sign up there.
I paid full freight. I bought my own ticket. I went over there, and I was, I don't talk about this a lot. For a few weeks, I was captured by the Iranians. I was held hostage. They did unspeakable things to me, and then they released me.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think I was getting on their nerves, to be honest. I think I was preaching the gospel, and they would get this guy out of here.
Oh, no.
How does one even buy a ticket to Iran these days? I mean, was that difficult?
It was not easy. You got to know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Okay.
And I got onto a cargo flight, and then a cargo ship, and then a series of small boats, and I was going right through the Strait of Hormuz. I was going right through the blockade. Let me through. I want to fight these guys. And I got off on the boat, and I just started punching. And they grabbed me, and I just, I'm not what I used to be. I'm not as strong as I used to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you were,
And
that's
they
amazing.
captured you? Did they put you in a detention center, or someone's home was hosting you?
I don't think it was a detention center. I was not captured by the military. It was a couple of neighborhood guys, and I think they were just having their fun,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They had their fun. Oh boy, did they have! They dressed me up. They dressed me up in a number of ridiculous costumes and paraded me around, made me do little shows for them. And I don't want to talk about this.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This summer, soccer is here. And so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy. Delivered straight to your door. Get wings, pizza, chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Keep the soccer going and all your game day essentials flowing. Order in so you can lock in for the games. Only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
Well, I mean, we're glad you're back and safe.
It was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, 2 weeks. Okay.
It was a big mistake, but I would go back again tomorrow if I could afford it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I blew through a fair amount of my savings getting over there, and I can't do it again. Not for a while. Hopefully this war will last long enough that I can save up get back over there, get back in the fight.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if you saw the news today, but the war is over again. So
maybe I keep hope alive because it's ended a number of times, and I do think it's amazing. We're doing such a good job that it's just a series of small wars that each last one day and then they end.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I just saw it on my phone. It actually started again.
It's back on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want it to last long enough that I can get back over there. Just get back over there for another couple of weeks. I don't care if it's the same thing. I'd go through it again just to do my part.
Wow.
But what I'm organizing now is a civilian. It's not a government affiliate. It's not part of any official war effort because it's not entirely of this earth. I am organizing a squad. You ever see the TV show The Unit?
No.
What's that?
David Mamet CBS TV show called The Unit.
Wow.
No, I'd never even heard of it.
You gotta watch it. It's not on streaming. You gotta watch it. It's not on streaming. You gotta order the DVD box set. Get all 4 seasons.
Okay.
The Unit is a David Mamet CBS military procedural about a top secret group of elite soldiers who are off the books. They do off the books missions. And that's what this is. This is an off the books mission called Operation Devil Dive.
Oh, wow.
I do think about the gospel. I think about the scripture. I think about the story of God's world, God's universe. And I think about the devil because he calls to me. He says, Donner, you do a bad thing today. I said, no, devil, I don't want to. And the devil is always reaching out to us, isn't he? He's always reaching out, trying to tempt us, trying to get us to do bad.
Yep.
But the devil, as we all know, he was an angel. He was God's favorite angel. And then he screwed up. Now he runs hell. Just does bad stuff all the time. And I was thinking about him and I was thinking, I hate you so much, devil. And I realized he's getting in my heart. He's getting in my heart, making me hate.
Oh, wow.
What are we supposed to? We're not supposed to have hate in our heart. We're supposed to be forgiven. Anybody can be forgiven, take love into their heart. And I thought, are we even trying with this guy?
Oh.
Is anybody trying to go to the devil, say, let's be good now. We forgive you. If you'll be good, we'll forgive you. You can go to heaven, be an angel again. Close this whole place down. Get everybody forgiven. Get all the people of hell. Just say, will you be good from now on?
Wow.
If they mean it, we could clear that place out, fill heaven with new angels.
Wow.
I mean, it might not work. But I'm putting together a squad. And I'm going to be part of it myself.
Awesome.
But it's hard because you can't just go to hell. You got to earn it. You got to do something. You got to really do something bad to go to hell.
I guess that was my first question. Among many, it would be, first, how do you organize that just to get someone into hell? And what's that like? Because if someone goes to hell, aren't they in hell? And if they even are saving the devil, I mean, this is all just fascinating because I'm even wondering what happens to sin. Without sin, does it all still work? But I guess, if anybody can be saved by the grace of God, we just don't know, do we?
We don't. This is uncharted territory, I'll admit it. And it might not work. It might just end up that you're in hell. It might just end up. Here's what I think. I think if we codify it, if we make it, if you're a devil diver, you're part of Operation Devil Diver. That's on the record. So I don't know if there's any kind. I don't know if there's any kind of, like when I was dishonorably discharged from the military. I don't want to talk about what I did because I did do it. But there's a process. There's an appeals process where you could say, hey, and mine didn't go well because I of course had done the thing that they caught me doing, and which was desertion. I'm not proud of it. I was.
Oh, okay.
I ran away in the middle of the first sight of actual combat, and I fled, and I actually got a couple of people killed. Not proud of it. I set off a bomb as a diversion and ran the other way, and I blew up the barracks, and a number of people were maimed and hurt. A couple of people were killed. In my defense, they were 2 of the stupidest guys I ever met in my life. They ran towards the explosion. I saw it happen. I was like, oh, geez Louise.
That's not on you.
And the irony of, that you're actually fighting in a desert and then you're, I guess, running into the desert and deserting is kind of interesting.
And I was captured.
Oh, you were captured again then, too.
Yeah. And then they released me. And then I was court-martialed and dishonorably discharged and declared mentally unfit, which is a joke. Just a joke.
And how did your ankles get hurt?
Oh, I tried to do rollerbladers.
Oh, to get away.
In the desert?
No. Separate, just for fun. I was on a date. She said, you rollerblade? I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do, ma'am.
Wow.
which was a lie. And then God punished me for that's the sin.
Yeah.
That's the sin.
Yeah.
If you tell a lie.
Yeah.
I said, yes, I am very good at it. And then I did it and hurt myself very badly. The doctors say, you've ruined your ankles. I remember the doctor said, you've ruined, both ankles are ruined. I said, what kind of bedside manner is this?
Yeah, that's not a very medical thing to say.
Why don't you break it to me gently, doctor?
Yeah.
Wow. That is something else.
I don't know if there's an appeals process in the afterlife, but I like to think, and this is what I'm counting on, that if it's codified and God knows that you're part of Operation Devil Dive and you have the uniform, we got patches that say Operation Devil Diver and they say I'm a devil diver. That should buy you some leniency.
Donner, the Bible tells us that God is outside of time, and also God knows everything. So God would know.
I think he planted the idea in my head, but I can't prove it.
He could have, but I believe even if you do go to hell to attempt to convert the devil, whether it works or not, and that's also a very compelling and new idea to me, Donner, and I have to really high five you because,
I've never heard of that before.
Because of the redemptive power of what Jesus did on the cross, there is no one that is beyond redeeming. There is no one, not Hitler, not Saddam Hussein, not
Barack
Joe
Obama.
Biden.
Yeah.
Get them all. Get them all up to heaven. Get Biden up there. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go up to heaven, Brandon.
And you're right, because you're talking about the biblical story of Lucifer being banned from heaven and sent to hell and becoming the prince of darkness here on planet Earth. But guess what? That all happened before Jesus died on the cross. So now, who knows? Maybe he's got a chance.
That's such a great point, because imagine you're the devil. Imagine you're Satan, Beelzebub himself, and you see what Jesus did, and imagine you're like, well, I'm stuck now, aren't I? I didn't get to see this, and now I'm in charge of hell, and I got to deal with all the nitwits down here.
Oh, I'm sure it's awful.
I think if you get me in a room with the devil himself, I think let's say, okay, I already know I did what I needed to do, so I know, and I don't want to say on mic because I don't want to go to jail again. But I did something that I guarantee I'm going to hell. I did it after I founded Operation Devil Diver.
The blowing up the thing? Yeah.
Oh, no, it was separate. That was war.
Not the
this
Bears.
That was, I know it was wrong, but you can do anything you want in war.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
This is a separate issue.
Yeah.
No, I did something as a private citizen, as a civilian. I did it locally. Here, I can talk. Can I do it as a blind item?
I think that would be appropriate. We can always cut this out.
Yeah.
All right. You know that guy who went missing about a year ago? I'm talking in vague terms. Maybe you can guess. Local guy, very popular, went missing.
Oh, was it?
From TV.
You're talking about Mitty Stikovich?
Where is he? Well, maybe he's dead.
Oh.
And you're not saying you had something to do with that. You're saying but you're not saying it.
Well, I killed him.
So that you would go to hell so that you can convert the devil.
Oh, so this was all part of it.
I see.
I have called the police multiple times and said, stop looking. He's dead.
Yeah.
And one time they traced my call. I had to run for it. I called from a payphone, if you can believe it.
Oh, they still have those.
There was one, that one local payphone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keystone at the Crossing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
There is
a
one.
payphone at
Yeah.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Yeah.
They got a camera on it or something. Thank goodness I was wearing my Ghostface Scream, the Scream Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing my Ghost. So they think it was the guy from the Scream movies. They're probably scared to go after him.
Wait, but also, I don't want to split hairs, Donner, but have you confessed or have you talked to Jesus about that homicide? Because he might forgive you and then it's not going to work to get to hell.
Yeah, what's the timing
Have you been
like on
sure
that? Yeah,
not
have you already
to
been
ask
forgiven,
for
I guess?
forgiveness?
I've been very careful, and I was tempted. That guy begged for his life in a way made me want to confess. But no, I won't. Because that's a very important point, because I had killed someone before and then I asked for forgiveness and I realized, well, now I'm not going to hell.
Right.
And also, not to split hairs, but I would call him well known. I wouldn't necessarily call him a celebrity. I mean, he was on local
celebrity, for
television,
sure.
and he owned a car dealership.
Yeah, he was Mitty Stikovich. Yeah.
And I do think that is, just in case you need to sort of qualify it when it comes to the time to make right with God.
I think. I mean, who knows? I could end up being the biggest dummy the world has ever seen. I could condemn myself to eternal damnation and realize this whole thing didn't work. But I like to think if you get me in the room with the devil and I say, devil, and I picture him, the whole thing, red suit, big pointy tail. He got that pitchfork going. And I say to him, devil, you're a bad guy. You're the worst of the worst. Aren't you bored of all this being bad? Like, you've been doing it because you do anything, you get bored after a while.
He's been doing it for 2,000 years.
2,000 years of being bad.
Ugh.
Well, don't you want to feel good? Because I don't think, I have a theory. I don't think the devil's still into it. I don't think he's having fun. I think he's probably just itching for just a second chance. And if we get him a second chance, and then, you can't do everybody all at once. Like, I'm not suggesting just day one, Hitler and Saddam and Joe Biden are back up in heaven.
Right. They got to work for it.
You got to talk to him. You say, Joe, you tired of being bad?
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
What's that, bud? The Lincoln Summer Sales event is on now with exclusive offers? Oh, so you want to feel the wind pouring through the available open panoramic vista roof on a road trip? And spend the afternoon beachside hanging out on the back of the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Okay, I'll schedule a Lincoln test drive today, right before your vet appointment. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be good? And you make them, I don't have all the answers. I'm sure there's people who will help. That's why I'm looking to recruit people, because it might not even be me who does it. It might be some 13-year-old kid right now that doesn't even realize he's the one who's going to convert the devil and all the condemned poor souls of hell. Whatever they did, how about a second chance? Even if you want to do like a second class version of heaven, second heaven we'll call it. And it's just like,
Yeah, it could be just Wisconsin or something.
yeah, like you don't suddenly get to meet, John Denver or whoever. You don't get to, I'm not suggesting immediately you get full access. There could be an area first that's like not quite hell anymore,
I mean, I think you're right, because if you're the devil, I have teenagers who can't, after a summer working at In-N-Out, they're basically the devil. And then, after one summer at In-N-Out, they're going, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. And, if you do the same job for 2,000 years or however long, he's got to be tired of it. And I mean, what does the training even look like when you guys get together to talk about the training of Devil Dive? I mean, what kind of things are you doing to prepare?
Well, we'll do sort of role play, like I'll be the devil, and then you try to convince me. And so we'll do that. Because you got to be ready. You don't want your first conversation to be devil to be the real thing. You got to try it. It's like, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Oh yeah, how do you?
You got to go to New York. You gotta get on a plane. If you want to perform at Carnegie Hall, you got to do all the work. You got to buy a ticket. You got to get a hotel. If you want to do something, you got to make plans for it. How are you going to get from your hotel to the venue? So just like anything, you got to prepare. That's what I always say.
So how many of you are there in the group so far?
Right now, we're up to 13 strong, and I'm looking to get some more because I don't like that unlucky number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me not want to count myself. Like right now, I'm saying like I'm not part of it because it's me and the 12. But really, it's 13 because we're all going to go down there. Unless we get it on the first try. It could be the first of us who dies, goes down to hell, goes into the devil, and says, let me talk to the devil. They're like, oh, he can't wait to see you. He's going to be mean to you. And then you get into his office. You say, devil, I'm here. I lied. And he'd probably like that. He'd be like, ooh, a liar. I like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no, I lied to you, devil. He's like, what? No, that lied to me? No, it doesn't feel so nice, does it, devil? And then you say, aren't you tired of being bad? Wouldn't you like to go up to heaven? He'll be like, I've been there before. I'm not welcome. I'm like, well, have you tried? What if you promise to be good?
Oh.
And then he start to just stroke his chin like, I'm like, no, you got to mean it, devil. No tricks. Because he's probably thinking of a scheme. Like, I'll say I'm good, then go up to heaven and then kill John Denver or something,
I mean, you've planned for every contingency. It's so good.
Because you're a tricky son of a gun, devil. No tricks. You got to really mean it because God's smarter than you. He's stronger than you. And if necessary, he's meaner than you, devil.
If he has to
he
be,
can be way meaner.
When God needs to be mean, because God's the best at everything. So even if God were the devil, look out, because the devil never wiped out all of humanity, as far as I know.
Yeah.
He just wait for you to die and then put you through the fire. But God,
he wiped out humanity. Yeah.
He wiped out you, except for one family and two of every kind, except for the poor unicorn.
Oh yeah, I guess a unicorn didn't make it.
Didn't make it. I saw that meme.
The last unicorn.
Well, as long as you're preparing for every contingency, I just wanted to know, have you seen the movie Arrival with that great Amy actress where she talks to the aliens?
Amy actress she's talented.
She's awesome. Well, remember those aliens she was talking to, and they kind of look like Hugh Joctopuses, and she had to use a bunch of whiteboards because they were speaking another language.
Hugh Joctopus is also a great actor. I love Hugh Joctopus.
Oh, is that who played Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugh Joctopus and Amy actress who's different at everything. She's different at everything.
She's awesome and she's gorgeous. But my fear is, Donner, you're going to what if you get down there and the devil's not speaking English with you and able to debate and all that? What if he's speaking like the Eye of Sauron? It's like, you might have to find a whiteboard or something, and you might have to Amy actress it if he's not going to go English with you. You really,
or you might have to force him and go full Hugh Joctopus.
Yeah, I mean, it could be you get down there and I say, take me to the devil's office, and then they say, oh, he's not going to see you. I'm like, well, tell him I'm going to, because someone, like, oh yeah, you come on in, and then I go in there and I say, hello, Mr. Devil, and he says, habla español, and I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. That's why we got, I want to get a Spanish speaker in the group.
That's smart. And just to keep in your back pocket, Donner, just this fact, and this isn't a loophole, this is doctrine, that God has told us he's the Alpha and the Omega, he's the beginning and the end, he's outside of time. So if you get down there and you have trouble getting out of hell, all you have to do is pray and say, God, I know you're outside of time, so I'm going to need you to go back in time and get me to where I didn't go to hell because this isn't working or whatever. But I just don't want you to get trapped down there. So you might have to use that thing of like, God's going to have to work some time-space continuum stuff to get you back into heaven.
Right. And we do have, we've got contingencies because we got a big spreadsheet. We got this spreadsheet program with various plans because what if he says this? What if he says that? You got a plan for what if he just says, no, I like it here. I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
If I can get God to get me outside of time, make me a baby again, God, leave me in a little basket, and then put me on note, says, dear devil, I'm your son.
Wow.
That might backfire. I don't think the devil's going to be the best father, but it might melt his heart. You see a little baby, make me a little baby again, leave me in a little basket with a little note saying, dear devil, I'm your son. Sincerely, some harlot, some tramp that you knocked up.
That's right.
Wow.
Because the devil would be like, who could it have been? Who's my baby mama? He won't know.
Wow.
Probably had his dirty dog in so many ladies over the years, So he'll be like, I buy it. Probably me, because he's had his fun.
It checks out.
And, and then maybe immediately, he then like bites my head off because he's like, yum, yum, I love to eat babies. And then I got to go back to God. Take me out of time again. This didn't backfire. Did you see that Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow, the one where he keeps dying? He's in the army.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Maybe it'd be like that. It might be that Operation Devil Died might be like that. It might be less Mission Impossible and more Die Another Day, Edge of Tomorrow. You got to keep doing more tricks. Because if you're in hell, unless it could be, that you're immediately in solitary but on fire forever. But I think there's going to be loopholes where you bribe the guard, where you're like, I'll do whatever you want, guard. Just let me out of here.
And I saw your poster for the meeting. That's an Edge of Tomorrow themed poster that says you all are meeting, well, I guess tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm Holly Laurent playing Hallie Levant, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas. If you would like the Mega VIP treatment and listen ad-free, just go to mega.supercast.com. We would love it if you did. Become a member. Do it. It'll feel so good.
Speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going. You'll get your 4 to 6 episodes per month ad-free, including a behind-the-scenes podcast that we make. And really, it is the way we keep going. So please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. See you next time.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, 0 tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 5-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 40% off site-wide, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.